Good evening. It is Tuesday evening at the Sassy Keto house. And it's time for our evening live and check-in. I'm going to kind of just chit-chat for a few minutes here and let some people get on. I'm going to tell y'all something. I come home tonight and I get this in the mail all the time, the Finger Hut magazine. Y'all, I've never ordered from Finger Hut. I don't know why they keep sending me these magazines. Hey, Ruth. But it is all I can do not to order from them since they have such good stuff in their kitchen section. But I won't because I am trying my best to get rid of all my debt. And that is not easy to do with the student loans that you rack up when you're in nursing school, I'll tell you. But y'all, there is such good stuff in here. I want one of these stand mixers so bad. I do not have a stand mixer and I want one. And I need a new food processor because mine broke. But I am not about to order nothing from the Finger Hut. Because it will, those payments just add up. You end up paying like 3 times what something cost. It's better to just save the money. But I like looking through it. It's kind of like looking through the old Sears and Roebuck when you was a kid. And y'all see this? Hey, Carla. You know, I told y'all how I'm allergic to well, that was just I've got it on the end of my tongue. I do. Scallops. And how I look like I've been bit by mosquitoes. Well, this is what I start looking like. And I get them all over my face and around my mouth. And this one just popped up about an hour ago. And I haven't eaten anything today. So I'm assuming that it is from that hot sauce that I used last night that gave me such terrible discomfort. It tasted wonderful. It tasted so good, and it didn't bother me at all last night. But by the time I went to bed, I had the heartburn so bad that I went and I took 2 extra ACV capsules, because usually I can do a couple of ACV capsules and it just clears my heartburn right up. But boy, it did not touch it last night. I ended up getting about 45 minutes sleep all night last night. So it's been a long day. But it's been a good day, so it doesn't matter. All that matters is how it turns out, right? And how you look at it. So I just powered right through it and did my thing. And I did not do BPC or anything this morning because I thought the acid in the coffee would probably make it worse. Because y'all, it honestly feels, well, it's not as bad this evening. But all afternoon, oh, I felt like I had a volcano in my gut. It was just like boiling. It hurt so bad. It was just burning. So I will not be using that hot sauce again. Oh, luckily I just bought a little small thing of it because I was just trying it out. But that's what happens. You know, you try new things and you find out, does it work for me or doesn't it? And tonight we're going to be discussing something that a lot of y'all are starting to get into, is this MCT oil, because I use it. I use the Kiss My Keto Pure C8 MCT oil, and it is wonderful. I absolutely love it. And tonight we're going to talk about it because I have heard from probably half the participants in this challenge that they've ordered MCT oil this week, or they've went and bought some, or MCT powder, or capsules, or whatever. And it was a big topic of discussion today in emails and messages. So I thought, well, that's what we're going to talk about on the live tonight, so that we can really discuss what MCTs are, what the benefits are, what the difference is between oils and powders and capsules and all that kind of thing, and what to look for in a good quality MCT that's going to do what you need it to do. So that's what we're going to discuss when we start discussing here in just a bit. But there's a few people I know that are going to be a few minutes late, so we're just going to kind of talk about our day first thing. So, Ruth, Carla, how was your day? I see there's several people on. Everybody say hey and where you're from, please, so that I can give you a shout out. And I can see how far the Sassy Keto Nurse is reaching, because it sure does make my day. But we're going to go ahead and just see how everybody's doing. How did your day go? For me, it was a fasting day, which I've had a couple of fasting days, really, because I did 24 hours day before yesterday, and I did 23 yesterday, and then today, I imagine that I'll probably just booger on through. I may try to fix me some scrambled eggs or something this evening after I pick Hannah up from school, but whew, I don't want to take no chances feeling like I did yesterday, because tomorrow I have to go to Atlanta. We've got doctor's appointments tomorrow, and I'll have to be in Atlanta tomorrow. And when you're traveling, you sure don't want to feel bad. Way to go, Ruth. 22.5-hour fast. Tell me, do you feel a significant difference when you fast? Because a lot of people, hey Jennifer, see, Jennifer made it. We hadn't even started talking. Blood sugar under 95 all day. And South Arkansas. So I see Florida, I see South Arkansas. Jennifer is here in Georgia. She's not too far away from me, only about 25 miles or so. But for me, anytime that I go past about 15 or 16 hours, I can definitely tell a difference in my brain clarity and my energy. Because even though I only slept for 45 minutes, and that's just total last night, I didn't really, hey Aunt Audrey, even though I only slept for about 45 minutes last night all night long, and that was kind of off and on, when I hit about 1 o'clock this afternoon, I could really tell a difference. Instead of having that 2 o'clock slump that I used to have when I was eating garbage, today around 2 o'clock or so, well, everything just kind of got better, and I felt a little better, and I am feeling much better tonight. And I'm getting rid of all this yuck. I have just drank water till it's just, I bet I've been to the potty 12, 15 times today. And yes, I did my squats every time. And y'all, my legs are sore. But hey, that booty's going to show it, right? That's the positive side. We always look at the positive side. All right, Jennifer, now that you're on here, there were several others on here, and they've left us again, so I guess they were just peeping in to see who was here. Tonight we're going to talk about MCT. MCTs are medium-chain triglycerides. Now before we explain medium-chain triglycerides, I want to explain what those are exactly. They are fatty acids. Our bodies run with fatty acids, and there's 3 different kinds. Exactly, Carla. That's about how I do too. About 16 to 18 hours every day. Usually 1 meal a day. Well, I usually do BPC in a meal a day. So I do my BPC in the morning, and then I have a meal in the evening. So that's about how I do too. And that's what I have found works for me. It will be different for everybody. Some people can't do fasting at all. They just don't feel like it. And some people, you know, we've got some type 1 diabetics, we've got some type 2s, we've got people on here with cardiac disease, I've got people on here with kidney disease, with liver problems, and that's not in this challenge so much, but in Sassy Keto Nurse. And they're all seeing benefits, but they all have a different journey. So what we're going to talk about. Fatty acids. There's 3 different sizes of fatty acids. You got short ones, medium ones, and long ones. Short chain fatty acids are produced in your gut, and the body makes those to break down the bacteria that's in your gut, which then produces these little short chain fatty acids. Now, those do not go to your brain or anything. Those just benefit your gut. They keep your intestines healthy. They keep that bacteria down. Okay? Long-chain fatty acids, on the other hand, they are essential. Those are essential fatty acids. Most of them are. There's several long-chain. But your body can't produce those, and so we must eat a variety of fats to get those, but they are extremely beneficial to our musculature, to our cardiac function, our respiratory function. These two do not go to the brain because they're too large. They're too large to cross the blood-brain barrier. And so those are benefiting the rest of your internal organs. To get the best sources of those long-chain fatty acids and to benefit your organs the most, you need to eat a variety of good fats. Now, when I say that, you'll hear me talk all the time about butter and how much butter I eat. And I do. Hey, Pam, honey, I don't know which one of you is sick, but I feel so sad for y'all. I hope y'all get through this. I hate the flu. It's just a terrible thing. But, so you hear me talk about butter all the time. Well, you also know that I use MCT oil. I use coconut oil. I eat avocados. And all of those different things have different types of fat. They're all different healthy fats that help to produce these long-chain fatty acids. Now, when we get to what we're really wanting to talk about tonight is the MCTs, or medium-chain fatty acids, the medium-chain triglycerides. These, you'll see when you order or when you buy MCT, it'll say, that there's a C8, C10, C12, C6, all these. What does that stand for? It stands for carbons. It's how many carbons are attached to that fatty acid. Now, to get into the brain, to benefit your brain, it needs to be C11 or smaller. And so what you end up seeing is the C6, C8, C10. C6 you don't see much. It's the smallest and easiest to get into the brain, but it's very hard to make into an oil or a powder or a capsule. So mostly what you'll see is C8 and C10. The cheaper brands will be a combination of the two. It'll be a C8, C10 blend. The best you can get is 70-30. You want as high C8 as possible. Now, what I use is oil. I use the Kiss My Keto Pure C8 oil. It doesn't have anything else in it. Absolutely, you can add coconut or MCT oil to your tea. The only thing that I say about that is MCT oil creates a burst of energy. It's like an automatic burst of energy. So I don't recommend doing MCT really close to bedtime because you'll have trouble falling asleep. But yes, you can add coconut oil, MCT, eat an avocado. That's a great source of good fats. Any of those are wonderful to get your fats in. Now, medium chain triglycerides, the one that we hear the most about and where MCT oil comes from, yes, 8, 10, well, not the 12. The 12 is actually a long chain. And if it's, your body will still utilize the 8 and 10 that is in a mix. That one that you showed me today has a little 12 in it, but that's just in the mix. So your body will use the C8 and the C10. The 12 will be used for your other organs. So that's a good quality MCT oil. It's just not the highest quality. And just like everything else that we do in keto, as far as our meats and our, hamburger meat, all that kind of stuff, is all going to be, you do the best that you can. Jennifer, that's what you found and what was readily available to you, and that's what you're going to use for the next little bit. And it will probably work great for you here in the beginning, especially because with MCT oil, one of my biggest warnings to people is be careful and start slow. There you go, Carla. And that's Jennifer. I didn't want to say that earlier today, but yeah, if you go too fast, too hard, hey Whitney, with MCT oil in the beginning, disaster pants. It can cause some serious GI distress if you start out too fast. So you want to start with maybe half a teaspoon and see how your gut reacts. Do that for a couple of days. Let your body adjust to that pure form of fat. And if you're doing okay with that, then bump it up to a teaspoon. Then you can bump it up to 2 teaspoons until you get up. I use a tablespoon myself. If I go any higher than a tablespoon, then I have some GI discomfort. So I have found that 1 tablespoon is perfect for me. Yeah, Jennifer, you're moving into that early fat adaptation. You're not quite too fat adapted, but you're in that early stage of it. So yeah, you're getting to where you're satiated all the time. So now what you have to really concentrate on is getting enough calories into your day that you meet that BMR, so that you are not causing any further metabolic damage in your body or any thyroid damage. So MCT is the perfect choice because it is packed with pure, usable fat. Now, I will tell you this, and I just found this out tonight when I was doing some research right before I got on here. I read an article that medium chain triglycerides, MCTs, that are 10s and 8s actually only have 7 calories a gram instead of 9 calories a gram like the regular fats. You know, we know that proteins and carbohydrates are 4 calories a gram. Fat is 9 calories a gram. Well, with MCTs, with 8s and 10s, because they're so small, they are only 7 calories per gram. And I did not know that before. We're going to talk about some benefits. Benefits of MCT. Number 1, they can pass directly into your brain. Your brain can utilize them immediately because they cross the blood-brain barrier. And so you immediately get that brain clarity. You get that sense of energy, that sense of calm. How do I explain that? Yes, you get the energy, like you're ready to go and get stuff done, but it's a calm energy. It's not jittery. It's not back in the day when you took diet pills and you would get that, you know, or if you drank too much coffee, too much caffeine, and you get a little jittery. It's not like that with MCT. MCT helps to balance everything, and it's just an excellent way to move into your next step of your journey. Also, MCTs are much easier processed by your liver. So once they've done their job up here in your brain and the cells are doing their thing and that waste product is produced, it is much more easily broken down and excreted through your liver, through your blood, than other forms of fat. So it's a very beneficial type of fat to be using. Now also, MCTs are thermogenic because they require energy to break down. So these long chain fatty acids that are going into your organs, and then the small ones, okay, those small ones don't really have to break down at all, but they're only in your gut. Those long ones, they're going into your muscles, and they require energy to break down, but your muscles provide that energy, and the mitochondria and those cells do. Oh, yeah. Finnerman. Good stuff. Hey, Brianna. But with medium chain triglycerides, your body uses the energy produced by the mitochondria in the cell to break them down, which causes a thermogenic reaction, which what? Raises your metabolism. Hallelujah. We've all wondered, how in the world do you raise your metabolism? My metabolism's been stuck in the gutter forever. Well, MCT oils can help with that. Now, I'm not going to say that just by taking MCT oil, your metabolism is going to go through the roof. But I will tell you this. You may feel a thermogenic effect when you're using MCTs. When you drink that BPC in the morning with your MCT oil in it, or if you put some, because you can use MCT oil, and you can put some MCT oil on your salad because it has no flavor. None of the ones that I've tried had any flavor. So you can use it in salad dressings and all kinds of stuff. Cindy cut way back on fat, staying finally in ketosis. So you were doing a little too much fat for you. And for you, you needed to drop that fat down just a little bit so that your body could kick in and start using your body fat. Well, congratulations, sister. I use both. The reason I do is because coconut oil itself has its own benefits. It contains fiber. It contains some good sweetness. You know, it's just got a little bit of something to it. Well, I use MCT and butter. Now, I'm just going to address this because I watched it was the first time I disagreed with Dr. Berry, and that's just for me, just for my journey. But Dr. Berry and Nisha did a video yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday, on, I forget what they called it. Anyways, whatever it was, he was talking about BPC and using a lot of fat because he only uses a little bit of butter in his coffee, and he says that in the beginning he recommends using fat bombs and lots of fat and, you know, all this stuff to get you in. But for me, coconut oil is great for everything. Coconut oil, okay, some of the benefits of the coconut oil, let me get back to that before I get on this other tear. Number one, coconut oil is antibacterial, naturally antibacterial and antiviral. MCT is such a pure form that it is used directly in those cells for the energy that's needed for those specific cells. The 8s and 10s go to your brain because your brain needs that for higher function, for brain clarity. Yeah, y'all, whatever that was, something in that hot sauce I'm allergic to apparently. Because see my little spot? I got a spot and my nose is kind of but anyways. But then regular coconut oil, when you use it, you get all the benefits of it because it has some of those larger chain triglycerides that benefit your gut. And you get that antibacterial, antiviral. You know, you can use coconut oil, like you said, for makeup remover, for your skin, for your scalp. If you have itchy scalp, dandruff, that kind of thing, you can definitely use coconut oil for that. It's a great conditioner for your hair, like for a hair treatment. It's excellent on your lips. If you get chapped lips, coconut oil is wonderful. And I literally used to just take a little spoonful of it and put it in one of them tiny things that I use for my salt and use it just like lip gloss and just put it right on my lips when I would get chapped lips. But using both, using a combination of all different kinds of fats is what is going to help you for your body to produce all the different types of ketones that it needs to function properly. So let's talk about what it can do. Number one, we've got the rapid utilization. That means it's used immediately. Doesn't have to go through any processes, any metabolic processes for it to be used. It raises your metabolism. It lowers your appetite, and it increases satiety. Why, thank you, Donna. Welcome to Sassy Keto Nurse. You are more than welcome here. We are very frank here. I'm very open and honest. This is actually a part of a challenge that I'm doing the month of January called the Transparency and Check-In Challenge. I am actually doing 31 lives in a row. Every single day I'm going live and sharing my day, what I've eaten, what exercise I've done. On the actual challenge itself, I share my weight and measurements and blood values and everything every day. We try to be just as honest and open as possible here. We're just here to support and encourage each other on this keto journey, and I'm here to guide everybody. My name's Melissa English. I am very happy to meet you, and let's get back to our talk on MCT oils and powders and everything else. We're just kind of comparing. We are in our 3rd week, so we're kind of moving into a next step. So then your mental function and your clarity, that's what you're probably going to notice first when you start using MCT, because it's an immediate reaction. You will notice clarity, you will notice the brain fog will just start to kind of drop away. Now, that's not saying that you're not going to talk over yourself and forget stuff every once in a while, as y'all well know, because you've been with me now for 15 days in a row. I still do. And I am in ketosis at this point. I'm in pretty good ketosis. I think my blood values this morning, I didn't post them. I was running like a crazy woman this morning. I didn't post them. I need to get those on there. As of this morning, I was at 1.0. So I'm heading on up. Your alertness and your mood are going to improve. And today proved that with me. You know, yes, I didn't use any kind of MCT. I didn't use any. I have had nothing today but water. That's all I've had all day, because I'm dealing with whatever this reaction is that I'm having to that hot sauce. And then your energy's going to go up. Now, when you're looking for these products, and like Jennifer earlier, she had found one today that was a combination of C8, C10, C12. You will most of the time see C8 and C10 together, a little C12 maybe. You might get like a 96 or a 95 3-2, or you'll get a 70 25 5 combination, that kind of thing. What you want to look for is that C8 to be as high as possible. Now, the perfect one for me, and what I recommend to everybody, is the Kiss My Keto Pure C8 MCT oil. However, oil is not easy to carry around with you, and it comes in a 32-ounce glass jar. So that's not something that you can just take in your purse along with you. However, MCT powders are easily transportable, but there's some downsides to the powders. Number one, powders have to be aerosolized and then powdered. They have to be added to a caking agent to make them into a powder, and sometimes some of these companies use less than stellar quality fibers to powderize their MCT oil. So you want to make sure you're looking at the ingredients. Just like anything else that you buy at the grocery store or online for this journey, you want to make sure that you are reading your ingredients. For the most part, you're not going to have to read ingredients on very much stuff, y'all, because on the ketogenic way of life, you're going to be eating real whole foods 90% of the time. A slab of beef don't have an ingredient list. You know, but with your bacon, that kind of thing, then you're going to have an ingredient list that you need to take a look at. I use 1 tablespoon a day. That is what I got myself up to. Like I said, start slow. Start at half a teaspoon and bump it up to a teaspoon if you're not having any GI distress. Bump it a little more until you find your spot, until you find what you can tolerate best. I tried to do a tablespoon plus a teaspoon and just adding that extra teaspoon, because I was adding it in the afternoon. I do a tablespoon in my coffee in the morning. But when I tried to add that teaspoon to my lunch in the afternoon or to my evening, I usually eat around 4:30, 5 o'clock or so if I eat before I come home. And when I tried to do that, whoo, it was bad. Having constipation issues, well, sister, you need to up your fat. MCT will definitely help with that. Magnesium will definitely help with that. The Calm Tea or magnesium citrate supplement. Please don't go out and buy a bottle of magnesium citrate and drink it. Yeah, you won't have a constipation problem anymore, but you'll have another problem. You can just do the supplements. But you're going to find your tolerance. And you work in a pharmacy, Whitney, so. Well, the thing is that I know people who have, because they went online and they saw people posting, you know, there's all different sorts of magnesium. You can get magnesium citrate, you can get magnesium glycate, you can get all this kind of thing. Do I think keto is safe for children? Absolutely. They do need a little more protein than adults do because they're growing. You want to make sure that they're getting, and you can incorporate a little more fruit for children than you do for adults, than we do, because we don't do fruit except for just a few berries here and there. But with kids, you can incorporate some fruit to help. MCT oil is absolutely safe for kids. Yes, ma'am. It is the purest form of fat that you can get, and it is great for brain clarity. It is actually what we use with our a few of our kids that have epilepsy and seizure disorders. They actually do pure C8 oil right into their feeding tubes because it goes straight to the brain and it helps everything to function better. Just start out really, really slow, Brittany, because they're teeny tiny little humans. So you might want to start with her like a 1/4 teaspoon and see how she does, because you don't want to tear her little tummy up. Because the tiny humans take a whole lot less than we do. What you're going to see on the ingredients list on your MCT in the powder form, the oil form, and capsules. I had somebody today that was looking at capsules, and you can get them in capsules, and the capsules come both powdered and oil. It's going to be capric and caprylic acid. That's what you're looking for, is capric and caprylic acid. Yes, fish oil is great for ADD. Those omega-3s, because you want to have more omega-3s than omega-6s in your body. It helps with the nerves, and it helps with brain function and neurological stuff. So absolutely, fish oil ain't going to hurt her at all. You also want to make sure that any of your MCTs are made with organic coconuts. Because when you look at that ingredients list, if you see a bunch of chemicals listed in there and a bunch of stuff you can't pronounce, nix. Ixnay on that one, yay. Because that stuff, you don't need a bunch of chemicals in your body. God did not make our bodies to have a bunch of chemicals in them. He put us on this earth, and He put these animals on this earth, and He put them here, and He put us at the top of the food chain. So, I kind of disagree with anybody that says that eating animal products is bad. But that's my opinion. You know what opinions are like, y'all. Belly buttons and stuff. Everybody's got one. Alright, powder convenience. Okay, seriously. Because you can order some of the powdered products that come in pouches in one serving things, and you can just throw those in your bag so that you've got it with you. The capsules are very convenient. You can just throw that little bottle in your purse. And if you're going through your day and you hit a slump, or you just feel like you need some energy, or you're got a little brain fog, pop up, you know, a MCT capsule. You'll find your tolerance. There's going to be ups and downs. I mean, did I have any idea last night when I put that hot sauce in my Instant Pot with that meat that it was going to do to me what it did to me? Why, no. But it was a learning experience. I'll never use it again. And when I first started MCT oil, I went at it gangbusters now. And that's the reason I'm doing this conversation on this live, y'all. Because when I started back in July of 2017 at 305 pounds, I was bound and determined I was going to take some weight off. And I had read, you know, all this stuff about the MCT oils and everything else. And so I ordered all this stuff off of Amazon, and it came to my house. And so like the third week I was in, I got my Kiss My Keto Pure C8 MCT oil, and I got the little pump that went with it, and I was so excited. And it says serving size 1 tablespoon, serving suggestion up to 2 tablespoons per day. So what did I do? I did 2 tablespoons the very first time. Whew. Let me just say that was an uncomfortable work day, because I travel a lot. It was not a fun day. So, start slow, listen to your body, pay attention to what your body's telling you. If it's working for you, great. If it's too much, back it off a little. The only thing is with the powders, okay? So they have to be aerosolized and combined with some type of fiber to make the powder itself. They can also contain starches and carbs. So you have to really look at the quality of any powders that you get. Also, oils have been thoroughly studied, and there's many, many, many studies out there and on the PubMed and the medical sites and in the medical journals for MCT oil. There's not that much research that has been done on MCT powder, mainly because of the varying levels of purity, because each and every company does it their own way. And one thing you'll find with powders a lot is that they don't list their ingredients. They'll list it as a proprietary blend or something of that nature, and that makes me a little nervous. So whenever I buy anything, I want to be able to read the ingredients. I want to know what the content is. I want to know what that breakdown is, that fatty acid breakdown. I want to know if it's 70-30 C8, C10. I want to know if there's any C6 in there. I want to know, you know, how is this going to affect my body, and how's my body going to be able to utilize this? So I look at all of those things. Now, what I did do is I went through and I did quite a bit of research today on the different MCTs that are available and how they're ranked in the keto community, how they're utilized, and surprise, surprise, the #1 MCT overall on every different site I found was Kiss My Keto. Now, it was both the oil and the powder, both ranked #1 somewhere. Well, on one side it was the powder, on one side it was the oil. The oil is pure. It's pure C8. That's all that's in it. The powder is not. The powder is a 70-30 C8, C10 blend, but it does not have any maltodextrin, and it has no cornstarches. So if I were going to get a powder, I would get the Kiss My Keto MCT powder. The second one was a thing called Zal, which I had never heard of. And I wasn't real tickled about it because it was, #1, super expensive. And then it didn't list everything. But they listed it as #2 as far as performance went. Don't know about that one. The other 4 that I looked at, y'all, were Opportunities powder, NutriCost C8 powder, and Bulletproof Instamix. Now, the Bulletproof is what you're going to see a lot, and that's what's advertised most. There's a lot of gimmicks. Bulletproof, that's where the name for Bulletproof Coffee came from, is because it started with that company. I do not do a brand, and I don't do products if I can help it, as far as like mixes and powders and all that kind of thing. And the Bulletproof Instamix coffee is just, you pour it in there and you put in some coconut milk or hot water or whatever, and it's instantly done. But here's the thing, it has 2 grams carbs. Excuse me? Where in the world are you getting carbs at in Bulletproof coffee? I don't know. And it has sunflower lecithin in it. So the Bulletproof brand I will not be recommending to anybody. The NutriCost I will not be recommending to anybody because it contains chemical additives. And then with the opportunities, and when I say that, it's opportunities, capital T-E-A-S, powder, they didn't have their breakdown listed at all. It will only go into hot beverages or liquids, and it has sunflower lecithin and dairy byproducts. So neither of them. So if I'm going to recommend anything, it's going to be the Kiss My Keto, either oil or powder. They also have capsules. And the Zhou brand, which is Z-H-O-U. Now, the one you found, Jennifer, I did look it up. It looks like a good quality. It did say on one of the reviews for it that it might have a little bit of a coconut taste to it, but that's okay. In coffee, it kind of gives it a little bit of yum. So the other thing I found out about MCT is that for oil, if you're using MCT oil, it is best to use your MCT oil to utilize it in a fasted state. Your body will utilize it better, and it will go to your musculature and to your cells faster if you're in a fasted state. And powder and oil, and I didn't know this until today, it helps if you ingest it with your meals to stop the blood glucose, or to lower the blood glucose spike. So even the stuff that you eat that has carbs in it, that's gonna, because anytime you eat, your blood glucose is gonna go up, y'all. You're gonna have an insulin response. Your insulin is gonna be released. Your blood glucose is gonna rise. Your insulin is then gonna go, and it's gonna take the blood glucose that is in your bloodstream, which is about a teaspoon in an average human. That's normal. And it's going to shuttle it into your cells. So if you use your MCT oil, powder, capsules, whatever, with a meal, it helps to lower that glucose spike. So what I'm thinking of doing is lowering my MCT in my BPC in the morning, and just doing 2 squirts, and then using 1 squirt when I eat in the evening. So that maybe that will help to keep my insulin and my glucose, my blood glucose, down a little bit in the evening, even before I go to bed. Because that's when my fasting window starts. So I may try that. I don't know yet. Now back to what I was saying about Dr. Berry. I normally agree with absolutely everything he says. But as y'all know, these first 3 weeks, I have talked to y'all about doing the whole, you know, stay away from sweets. Stay away from the sweet taste in your mouth. No fat bombs until we get past this 3rd week. Let's get ourselves into a good ketosis state before we start incorporating all of that stuff. Well, and he never said sweet fat bombs. He never said like sugary or anything like that. And he did go on to say that when he does his coffee, he only does butter in his coffee anymore. He doesn't do the heavy whipping cream or MCT or anything else, because he wants to keep, he only uses enough fat in the morning to keep him from being hungry for the day, so that he can extend his fast. Well, where I disagree with that is, fat is calories. Anything over 50 calories is going to break a fast. So unless you're only doing like a half a pound of butter or something of that nature, you're going to break your fast anyway. And for me, I don't consume any carbs or protein whatsoever in my bulletproof coffee. I only consume fat to carry me through the day until the evening. The evening is when I have my actual meal where my protein and my carbs come in. And that's how I keep my carbs so low. Because some nights I go 0 carb. Some nights I eat no veg whatsoever. I just eat a great big steak and butter. So I disagree with him on that. And when he was saying, you know, in the beginning you should incorporate fat bombs to keep you from craving and all that, I don't agree with that, because it's easier in the long run and your body responds better in the short term if you avoid all those sweets and the replacement snacks. Now, he may have been referring to savory fat bombs, and that's fine. That's fine. You can do all the savory fat bombs you want to. If you're one of those nighttime munchers and you need something that's gonna, you know, you don't want to be in your kitchen with the refrigerator door standing wide open thinking, what can I have? I've got to eat something. Because for a little while, you know, you're going to be in that habit. If you want to do savory fat bombs, jump on it. One of the best things you can do is either some sour cream or some cream cheese and add some herbs to it. Or do that ranch dip. And dip whatever you want to in it. Pepper strips, cheese crackers that we made, you know, the cheese wisps that we made in our oven the other night. You can do pepperoni chips. We did those in the first meal prep live. And Jennifer, that's the thing, you know, bacon. Fry you up some bacon, dip it in ranch. You know, you're going to get some protein there, and like in the pepperoni chips, you're going to get some protein. But it's savory fat bombs. Just don't go sweet. Just stay there. And like what I'm saying with herbs, if you are craving, you know, something, just something, try doing something salty. It will get rid of a sweet craving. I don't do pickles, but I have read everywhere, and my daughter swears that it worked for her, pickles and pickle juice will stop a sweet craving in its tracks. So you can do that. You know, have yourself a big fat dill pickle, if you like them. Some olives. Some of the best sources of MCT, natural sources of MCT, are coconuts, plant, those would be considered plant proteins, okay, plant-based. But animal products, ghee contains MCTs, just like coconut oil does. And where can you get these long chain fatty acids, the ones that are so good for your musculature, cardiac function, respiratory function, digestion, which your digestion is going to be, your intestines is going to be helped out by those short chain fatty acids, but the long chain fatty acids help all your musculature. Okay? Best things, avocados, olive oil, oily fish. Those are the healthiest ones. Alright, so that is MCT oil. Now, it is 8:15. Thank goodness gracious, we really drug that out, didn't we? Alright, so I got 12 minutes to hit y'all with one more thing. This came up today. Y'all have heard me say it several times that I don't support them. Exogenous ketones. What are they? And what are they about? Okay. Exogenous ketones are man-made ketones. It is when in a lab they make ketones chemically to produce BHB, which is the ketone body that is found in your blood and urine. All right, the idea of exogenous ketones was first to accentuate the ketogenic lifestyle, to help the body Well, it's been found that the body don't need no help. Your body don't need no help. Unless you are an endurance athlete that is just going to the wall, you really don't need exogenous ketones. And the truth is, what they're used for nowadays, what they are most used for, is to cover up a cheat. People think, well, if I cheat, if I have too many carbs, or if I have this piece of cake, if I take some exogenous ketones, that'll keep me in ketosis, and it'll save me from a cheat. Wrong. Wrong. Because if you ate a piece of cake, your body is going to use the sugars first, and it's going to process them sugars and that glycogen that is produced by those sugars and by those carbohydrates in that cake and that icing and all that good stuff, and then it will go back into ketosis. You're not going to stay in ketosis just because you take some ketones. What you're going to do is you're going to spend a ton of money, because exogenous ketones are expensive. They are a money racket. And you're going to take all these super expensive ketones, and then you're going to pee them right back out. Yay! You just lined somebody else's pockets with your money, your hard-earned money, that you could use to get good quality food. Okay, because that's all you need is good quality food. I'm telling you now, people, if you slip, and you're going to slip, you are going to slip. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to have days that it's just all you can do. And that's what Sassy Keto Nurse is here for. That's what this community is all about. Exactly. Jennifer, you've gone in and out of ketosis a couple of times already, haven't you? Just from little tiny things that you didn't know about. But you popped right back into ketosis. For big steaks, yes ma'am. Good quality meat, y'all. I'm telling you, I am so close, and I'm trying to not do it during this challenge. But I believe I'm probably going to, February, I'm probably going carnivore. And I'm going to see how I do carnivore. Because I tend to gravitate towards that. For me, I can sit here and eat a great big old steak and dip it in butter, which, I haven't told one of my funny stories tonight, so let me. Last night I got off the live with you guys. Hannah's boyfriend had brought her home, so I didn't have to go get her. I went in there, and I put that hot stuff in to do, and I had a little piece of that chuck eye steak left, and I thought, well, I'll just fix that, and then I'll take this other stuff to work. Well, I got that little old piece of chuck eye steak, and I heated it up, and I come in here, and I started to eat it, and I was dipping it in butter. I wasn't paying a bit of attention, y'all. I ruined my light pink scrubs. My scrub top, I ruined it. I hope I can get the stains out. I hope I can get the oil out of it. Because I sat right here and ate that butter. And look there. Dripped it all over the front of my scrubs. But boy, it sure was good. But it just didn't fill me up. It wasn't enough. That little bitty old piece just wasn't enough. And so when my pork ribs with my hot sauce on them finished up, I fixed me 2 of them pork ribs and come in here and ate them with ranch dressing, and oh boy, I sure wish that steak had filled me up. But I'm feeling better this evening. So that's the thing. They're expensive. The feller we've been watching, and the one that I absolutely love his recipes. Keto Dad, his family sells and pushes Prove It. And I'm not telling any tales out of school by saying that. He wears a Prove It t-shirt for every one of his videos. Do you know that Prove It Keto OS, which is their exogenous ketones, for you to take the dose that they suggest daily for 1 month? Anybody have any idea? Dawn dish liquid. I've got some hydrogen peroxide right here. that I was getting ready to use on that. But I will add the baking soda and Dawn dish liquid. Thank you, Brittany. 1 month. Anybody have a guess at how much 1 month of Prove It exogenous is? I'm going to tell you. It's $390. That is a lot of steak. I mean, like 3 months worth of steak. Try Brax Park Cleaner. Well, I'll be dog. Thank you very much, Donna. Never thought about using that, but yeah, that would take out the oils, wouldn't it? Break it right down. Yeah, $390 is ridiculous. And I don't pay that for my car payment. Sure ain't gonna pay it for some ketones that my body makes just by eating good. Number 2, they taste awful. I read so many reviews today, and everybody, exogenous ketones taste awful. Number 3, they are dangerous for anybody that has high blood pressure. And a lot of people just starting out in the ketogenic lifestyle are here because they want to lower their blood pressure and get off their blood pressure meds. They have cardiac issues. They have respiratory issues. They have neurological disorders. They have ADD. They have nerve disorders. They've got anxiety and depression and all this stuff. They don't need no help from exogenous ketones for it to be dangerous. Woo, that's not good. And they're rough on the GI tract. So the one thing that I read today, it was funny. Diet Doctor, who I do like a lot, because Jason Fung works with them, you know. They did an experiment with 4 brands, including the Prove It brand. Super expensive, should be perfect, and do everything it says it will, right? Well, in their experiment, they did, I think it was 6 weeks, and it was only 4 members of their staff that did it, but there was very little bump in ketones, and when I say very little, I'm talking about 0.33 bump in ketones, so that's not worth it. Fast for an extra hour. 0 improvement in physical performance. There was some mental performance increase, but you would expect that if you're giving your body ketones. So, mood and satiety, I can't ever say that right. Satiety, mood and satiety was about half and half. Some of them it helped, some of them it didn't. 0 mental clarity boost, 0 energy boost. The one thing that I did read throughout the studies and throughout the experiments that the different keto people did was that it can be beneficial for high performance athletes because they burn through their ketone stores so quickly that using some exogenous ketones can help high performance athletes. But I don't know about you, but I am not a high performance athlete. I'm not a low performance athlete, not anymore. I was an athlete in high school, but now I'm lucky if I can force myself to do a workout a day. So that's about it, guys. It's 8:28. It's been a great live. I didn't realize that I was just going to talk y'all's ears off, but I did. I'm super tickled to see new people. Donna, make sure that you go over and join our group, Sassy Keto Nurse and Friends, and make sure that you go and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And all the links for that are on the Sassy Keto Nurse and in Sassy Keto Nurse and Friends. But you can just go to YouTube and just search Sassy Keto Nurse and I'll pop right up. I'm in the same scrubs that I'm in on the Sassy Keto Nurse profile picture. That's what you'll see over there. And you'll see a lot of my videos tagged that you can just go over there. But it's been a great night. I will see y'all tomorrow night. Probably it may be late tomorrow night. It's either going to be late tomorrow night or it's going to be from my car. It may be from my car tomorrow night. because depending on what traffic's like in Atlanta, the latest appointment we have tomorrow is at 4 o'clock. So it will probably be from my car. Because I probably will not be back home before late tomorrow night. So I will see y'all tomorrow night. I hope y'all have a great day tomorrow. Y'all go enjoy you some calm tea. Sit back, enjoy your family. Enjoy something on Netflix or Hulu or TV or whatever you do, or read a good book. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to tell. Brittany. I told Brittany Ellison earlier today. I think I've been talking about doing the Patreon group. So, no, not while the car's moving, Candace. I will pull over on the side of the road and do it sitting in my car. I don't even use my phone when I'm in my car. I'll answer my phone because it goes through my speakers, but as far as like reaching up, I don't touch my phone. I've been talking about doing the Patreon group, and I'm thinking that one of the things I may do with the Patreon group is some education. Maybe we'll do some books. We'll review some books, go through some books, read a book together. We tried doing this with Dr. Berry's book at one time, and it just did not go over well. A whole lot of that, I think, was scheduling. So if we do it in a Patreon group, in a subscription type of situation, then we would know, because if I do the Patreon group and do a subscribed group that people actually pay to be in to learn, then we will have a set time that we do our 3 lives a week and what we'll discuss and that kind of thing, because that group will be set up completely separate and it will have different parameters with it. But tell me what y'all think about that. Y'all post some comments on that and talk to your friends and see what they would think of it. See if you think it would be successful. Even if there's only 4 or 5 of us in there, sometimes you get good insight when somebody else is, even if I'm reading to y'all, I don't care, I can do that, to share some of the knowledge that I have been lucky enough to get hold of, because some of these books are incredible, but books are expensive. And it takes time to read. It takes time. You have to put time to the side. That's what I'm about to do, is go read a little bit. So that's about everything there, I guess. Have a great night. Love you to death. I will see y'all tomorrow. Sassy Keto Nurse, signing off.